All right, everybody. Welcome to today's cast. I want to thank you folks for joining me. Um, Today's podcast is all about this, this big fella, this hunkin' thing. If you can see, this is luggage. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you that today's podcast is going to be all about luggage based on some items that us as baggage handlers, okay, um, I'm going to legally disclaim something here. Folks, it is no surprise. It is no, uh, I'm not hiding anything. Okay. I work for United. Okay. I have also worked for American Airlines. I have also worked for Swissport Airlines. Okay. I worked for them as contractors and this, and that, and the other. Okay. I want to let you guys know that having worked for these people, I have been given the privilege to load all kinds of luggage. So this is not a airline specific thing, an airline specific detail. Okay. So having had stated that, I want to tell you that I'm going to share some items that we as baggage handlers look for while we are loading your luggage. Okay. Now, we're not judging you. We're not angry at you. We are obviously going to load your luggage, whether it fits these parameters or not. Okay. You could give us a big old bag or a big old box, and it could be shaped in so many different contraptions. Okay. As long as it passes TSA, okay, it's going to come out to us, and then we find your flight and we load it. Okay. But if you want to make things easier and if you want to get things going more effectively, okay, notice I said effectively. I'm not saying that it's going to be correct or incorrect. These are just items that will progress the flow, the notion, okay, that the departure is going to go smoothly for you if you adhere to these four things, okay? One of which is actually a SOP. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this, and we'll explain that later, and we'll explain why it's mentioned in the well, yeah, it's mentioned while you're sitting in the actual terminal, okay? Um, it's part of a briefing that they provide you, and it's not just them speaking to you to basically tell you anything. There's a reason they're telling this stuff to you, okay? So, we're gonna break this down into 4 things here, okay? Alright? And just so you guys are aware, people that have anxiety and, need to make sure you follow with us, okay? The 4 things we're gonna discuss are handles, okay? Handles, wheels, smart battery, and the rigidity, okay? So those are 4 things that we look for. Now, I'm going to use my handy and trusted luggage bag as not as evidence, but as an idea for you to use, okay? Not all luggage bears the same design, okay? So, number 1 is handles. Let's discuss handles, okay? I cannot, folks, tell you how many times I have loaded a bag. My lifetime, I have probably loaded a good 5,000 to maybe 10,000 bags. Not even making this up, okay? There are flights that we've loaded well over 100 bags. So, if you do that within a span of 365 days, given that that's close to the amount of days we work, you'll know via the math that that's close to that amount of bags that we've loaded. So, it's not uncommon, okay? So, for handles, okay? One thing we're looking for as we pull the bag. All right, so let's go from the very beginning, the very get go. Okay. Here's the process. Once your bag clears TSA, okay, Then it comes out to us on a conveyor belt, and then the conveyor belt gets distributed into a support area. And then after the support area, they put it in what's called a baggage cart, okay, or a luggage cart. It is what it says. It's just a cart full of bags, okay? And then the runner, the baggage runner, then brings it to the aircraft, and that aircraft is going to match up with your flight, your luggage bag, and your tag. How do we do that? Okay? Good question. All right. So, what's going to happen is they're going to print a tag for you, and that tag looks just like this. It's no different. These are what your standard luggage tags look like. Okay? So, as you can see, there's the destination, there is the flight number, there's the departure number, okay? Now, the flight number is on there, okay? Now, sometimes flights do change because of the gate numbers and this, that, and the fourth, all right? The flight number won't change on you without you noticing. They will tell you that it has been changed, and, they will notify you well in advance, okay? But, um, the flight numbers are going to match up with the gate, okay? Now, we have what it's called a gate change, but that won't affect the fact that the gate number and the flight number, the baggage tag will match the flight, okay? So now we got that out the way. And there will be some other information, but that is for the system itself that allows your bag to get there correctly, okay? All right. So, with that being said, this is going to attach to all the bags. Now, let me say something to you. This is made of pretty sturdy material, okay? It is not made of metal, it's not made of fiberglass. It can come apart. But if it is adhered correctly and the baggage is not fairly heavy, but it's done correctly, okay? Look, there is nothing else. As you can see, I can stick my finger through the other side. You see that? Okay, watch this. Just my one hand, okay? I can lift my bag up with this tag. No surprise, okay? I'm gonna tell you something, folks. There is nothing in this bag at all. Stand put. If you guys don't believe me, I will open it up and show you. There is nothing inside. Okay? Now, I do have a bag with me to carry my loose items that is at the gate. Not at the gate. My dirty linens in case the hotel or wherever I'm staying doesn't have a linen bag. Okay. So I keep that with me so that I can separate my dirties from my clean. Because you don't want to keep your clean in with the dirties. And when you go home, you'll be washing it multiple times. It's kind of stupid. Okay. And I have a cozy, right? These two items don't weigh any more than a pound. Matter of fact, they probably weigh half a pound. Okay. That is all that is in here. Okay. I'm going to keep them in there. And in here, I have nothing. Okay? Nothing. In here, the only item I have are bags. Okay? That's it. That's all that's in there. Okay? Alrighty. So now that we have that out the way, I would like to take and draw your attention to something and a few things. Now, if you notice, you see this right here? Okay. Let's take this thing off and I'll explain what that is later. Okay. The bag did not come with this. Okay. We'll explain why this is good to have. Okay. This I'm going to leave on because it's good for a other podcast and I'll explain why this is also on there as well. Okay. Okay. This is from the airline. Okay. My airline gave this to me. Okay. You can put your information there. It is Velcro. You can put her on the handle. But when you get your bag, it's just leather. Okay. Look at that. See? No movement, no rigidity. Let me also say something. Do you see these screws here? Do you know what this tells me as a baggage handler? This tells me that this is sturdy, that this handle is pretty much not going nowhere. Okay. You would have to yank this with the world's strongest man or woman for like 5 other people to get this to break. Okay. The purpose of this is also purpose of this, which is also the purpose of this. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my bag is black. It is a standard black colored luggage bag. When you think of a luggage bag, what do you think of? You think of a black suitcase. Okay? Go to your local department store, go to your local travel store. What are most of the bags colored? They're colored in black, standard black color. Okay? So you go to the terminal, there's 150 people on board. You're coming in, you're going to baggage claim, you're going to grab your bag. Which one is yours? If all of them were this color, how would you find your bag? You would literally have to grab the tag and look for your name that's on there and pull it. Now, imagine this going around and around and around. Okay. When you park, there's going to be another batch of bags coming on that same belt within a matter of a few minutes. Can you imagine this piling up and causing chaos? So, while we're talking about handles, find something unique to put on your handle. Okay. In this case, it's a handle wrap. Okay. Mine just goes around the handle just like this. Okay. Uh, as a matter of fact, guys, I'm actually going to take this off the luggage. Okay. So it Velcros like that. And now I keep it like that. Now, I can pick my luggage up. It's not going to affect anything. Okay. But yes. And then if you want to be even more stylish, you can really turn it around and say all that. Okay. We'll discuss this in a different video and why this is what it is. Okay. We'll explain some of these. Okay. Okay. Handles. We look to see that they are sturdy. Now, let me also tell you folks something. You ever heard the phrase, if you buy cheap, it is going to be cheap, right? You don't go to a car lot and find the cheapest car, truck or motorcycle or what have you, and expect it to last you 30 years. It's probably going to break in a few years, right? Because it is cheap. Luggage is no difference. Okay. Luggage operates the same way. If your handle is made out of cheap material and the attachment point to secure it to the actual body of it is cheap, it's going to break. Let me explain something. When we are out there on the flight line, okay, you can watch us from the window. We're not pulling any kinds of games, okay? There's no point in ruining your luggage, okay? A, because it makes loading it more difficult. B, because why would we ruin your item? It's your possession. It's your property, right? Like if you wouldn't do it to me, I'm not gonna do it to you. Okay? Fair game? Okay. So there's no point in ruining stuff. But let me tell you, with repetitive grabbing, okay, and loading and offloading, all right, I'm not going to go in there and grab your bag like this because it has a handle, right? It's meant to be handled, handle, pull it, right? So there's no point me grabbing the whole suitcase when I can grab the handle to pull it out. Okay. So, this is an integral part of your suitcase. You want to make sure this is sturdy and is going to be of quality material. Okay. That's item number one. So, as you can see on our list, I have written handles. Okay. Check. Now, wheels. Ladies and gentlemen, and those that are together, whatever you identify as, because they are among us, I understand. But wheels, there are many forms of wheels. You have caster wheels, you have um, rotating wheels, you have standard wheels, you have fixed wheels. Okay. As you can see, my luggage bag has fixed wheels. Okay. See that? Now, this is just a protective barrier. This is not an actual wheel. Okay. And this is something else, and I'll explain this. Okay. This kind of goes along with the top, right? But I'll explain this and why this is there. Believe it or not, folks, this actually isn't for you, it's for us. And I'll explain what this is. But you see this? It's just a regular wheel. Okay. Now, this is sturdy. Okay. You can hit this all you want. It's not going to break the wheel because the wheel is what allows it to roll, right? And don't worry about this. Think of this as like a brake, a luggage brake. Okay. It's really a stand for your luggage when it is upright, but yeah, we'll talk about that later. So the wheel allows it to roll. So you want to make sure that this is sturdy. Okay. So when this is not sturdy, it's not going to be an effective luggage for you. Okay. This wheel falls along the same logic as this handle. There's no sense in breaking this if it is easier to roll. So, we, as the airline baggage handlers, are not purposely breaking your wheels. Okay. Do you guys understand that? Because it works for us, not against us. When it is broken, it works against us. Okay. And um, I also want to explain something as well. I know a lot of you guys are light travelers and you guys like to pack a lot. Now, as you know, the airline has a weight limit. That has a weight limit based on how much you can travel with. Okay. No surprise. You've traveled, that's what they tell you. If you look on each website of the carrier, they tell you. If you look up some tips on flying, they tell you you have a particular bag limit, and it's no different from each airline. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you that if your wheels are intact and sturdy and strong, the process of loading is going to be efficient. It's going to be effective. It's going to be no delay. Because I can't tell you the number of times then a few bags were inside of a baggage cart. And as we're grabbing the bag, the wheel falls off. Okay. And what I'm talking about is I'm not strong. Okay. Yes, I have a set of muscles on me. But I am not bulked out like Schwarzenegger was when he went to go do a He-Man competition, okay? I am your average size baggage handler. I have a good set of muscles so that I can repetitively pick up your bag because it's not just one bag, it's about, I don't know, 80 to 100 bags inside of each flight, okay? I mean, there's a fair amount of you, and there's a fair amount of seats inside the aircraft. Ever walked inside the aircraft and seen them all full? So imagine each person having a luggage bag. There's quite a few luggage bags in there. Now, it's also fair to say that there's quite a few flights going throughout the day. I don't get one flight and one assignment throughout the day. I get multiple flights. Okay. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because we build repetitious muscle from lifting these bags. And oh, by the way, when we apply for this job, we are informed that there's going to be a multiple exertion exerted on our muscles by repetitious weight, aka the amount of poundage that's inside your luggage as we grab it and put it in there, and as we pull it and offload it. Okay. So now that you understand that portion, okay, I'm here to confirm for you we're not intentionally destroying your luggage. All right. When when the aircraft moves, things do shift. Remember that announcement they make when you land? Watch out closely because things do shift. Again, they're not wasting their breath, they're not wasting their energy, they're not wasting their effort. It does shift. You ever put your bag in one spot exactly and mentally realize what it looked like when you loaded it? You open it up and like, "Wait a minute, why is it over here? Why did it slide over there?" Because it shifts during flight, right? Um, Luggage is no different. Now, they're not sliding all over, but I can guarantee you that as I load it, it's not going to look the same exact direct way if it was offloaded that same way, okay? But I tell you that because when your wheels are still intact, okay, it makes the loading process so much more effective, okay? The number of times that I have seen luggage with wheels practically broken off, I've seen only one wheel on, one gone. I have seen really cheap made wheels and stuff of that sort, okay? It's no surprise that being in there, it has a very high likelihood that it's going to break, okay? Because there's a lot of weight inside there. There's a lot of stuff bearing on it, and with all that, there's a high likelihood that it can break. So, again, you want your wheels, item number 2, to be of good standard quality, okay? Now, I am going to talk about number 4 before I discuss number 3 because it all is together. Now, remember that one thing I told you while we were discussing this, okay? This is the handle. Now, what I didn't mention was this guy. This is your handle as you are pulling your luggage, okay? Now, for this particular model, there is a button located on the front, okay? It's very easy to locate, very simple. You push in and push down, okay? It's a telescoping handle. It extends multiple lengths, okay? It's easier for you to pull and easy for you to offload, okay? And it fits in for a nice profile. Now, there's an area where it belongs and it stows, so it's out of the way. This is a very optimal sized bag, okay? My bag is not the very best bag. But in terms of loading it and in terms of effectiveness, in terms of rigidity, in terms of the quality, this is a very good bag to load in a airline luggage baggage handler's opinion, okay? And there's many various reasons why. And if you'd like my opinion and explain, I can do that. But I'm also here to tell you that my bag is not the very best bag, okay? My bag was probably, I don't know, 80, $90, right? But I'm not gonna be, traveling on a yacht made of $18 billion, okay? I just am getting my bag from point A to point B. I'm also gonna be using my bag if I'm spending a night multiple nights in some other place and I'm staying in a hotel, okay? So, I don't intend for it to be, like, of Louis Vuitton quality. I don't expect it to be of certain things and certain stuff, okay? It just has to do its job, which is what it's designed for, right? So, while I tell you this, the telescoping handle is another point that I have seen multiple times become defective. Now, often in times, what I will see is I will see one of these handles gone. It's missing. Okay. Now, there could be one of two things. Now, it was given to us that way, in which this part here is completely broken. So all this is missing. So all that we have is this. Now, whether that works, once you stow it, it's going to be different. Okay. Second thing that's always occurring to us. Do you see this? Do you see how it's extended? Sometimes we'll get it to where we cannot retract it. And this button isn't the same location for each person. Okay. This button could be located on this side. It could be located right in the middle, right here. It could be located in the back. It could be located on both sides that you'd have to retract in. Okay. So, but I can't tell you the number of times that when you leave the bag on the jetway or when you leave your bag um inside of the terminal and they take it and they go it through and they grab it, okay? They're just simply using it, okay? And it may not ever retract, okay? I'm not out there destroying it and banging it and stuff of that sort. So the second thing or the third thing you should look for is a very rigid frame for your handle. Make sure that this is a good, rigid, quality product. Okay. This is probably going to last me for quite a while. Okay. And as you notice, I am not forcing it to do anything. Okay. Just simply push, slide it. All right. Look. Okay. I'm using my thumb to pull it out. I'm using my pointer finger to push the button and push down, okay? You see how smooth that is? This is what a good quality product should look like and sound like, to be quite honest with you, okay? I'm going to push again. Again, one finger. You see how easy and how unaggravated it was? And it stows perfectly. Now, I will use one finger to pull this up. Okay. Now, there's a locking mechanism in each stage of the telescoping distance. So I need to push the button again. But rest assured, I pulled it up a little. I'm going to use one finger. Do you notice I'm not grabbing it and yanking it? The more that you exert excessive force and effort on your luggage that's not made to do that, you're highly likely to break it. Okay. And then the more you do that, as it's loaded and offloaded, it's going to break. I don't mean to be the bearer of, well, no, I am going to be the bearer of bad news. Folks, when you exert multiple excessive use on your items and your property, and it gets loaded into something where other items of the same quality are loaded, there's a high likelihood it's going to break. Okay? So make sure your luggage is of good standard quality. Okay? Now, if you choose to ignore all of my advice, I can't make you follow my advice. But I'm specifically speaking to you travelers that want to be effective and progressive and decent traveling people as you continue traveling. Okay? So, this is going to be item number 5, 5.5. Zippers. A whole nother story. Okay? Zippers should be of good quality as well. Okay? One finger and thumb. You hear that? Okay. This was given to me 5 years ago. I still have the same luggage today. Granted, I've kept it in good condition. I've kept it as best as I could while it was in my possession, right? You may go to certain destinations that's sandy, that is dirty, that's okay. There's several ways you can clean it, you can store it, but when it's in your possession, keep it of good quality, right? Anyway, so I explain that and tell that to you because 9 times out of 10, when you damage your zipper, okay, it's going to break. Now, when it's halfway, okay, and it breaks, it's gonna be extremely hard to get it zipped the rest of the way. Now, while we're speaking on zippers, we are aware that you have a bag limit, okay? Do you see the size of this bag? Okay. It is the side of my head and the side of my upper chest. I am 5 and 2 inches. Okay. 5 feet 2. I'm not a very big guy. So this suitcase is not very big. It doesn't make sense to travel for 2 months in a bag this big. Just isn't. My suggestion is to buy a bag bigger than this if you're going to be traveling like that. While we are on that subject, let's discuss zippers and loading way too much. Okay. Have you ever loaded a luggage bag that was too full? Okay. It was probably hard to pull, was probably hard to close, it was probably aggravating you, right? But you got it done. You got it closed. Like, oh, phew, it's closed. I can go ahead and go. That's great. Try and get it open, right? Okay. So, in the unlikely event that it needs to be opened, you're going to have to open it. Now, if it is way too overfilled, you're going to have to open it and then close it again. Now, if you struggle to open and close it multiple times, you are degrading the quality of the zipper. A zipper that is under too much tension is like a balloon. When a balloon is not inflated correctly, when it's inflated correctly, it's just like my suitcase, okay? I can unzip it and zip it again. I can unzip it and zip it again. I can unzip it and zip it again. One more time. I can unzip it and zip it again. Now, imagine I inflated my balloon, my suitcase, to the max, and it's way too filled, okay? And I can't, and I'm struggling to pull it tight, okay? What's happening is you're actually destroying the mechanisms designed within the zipper to hold 2 sides of the fabric together, okay? A zipper is actually science. I don't know if you know this, but the zipper mechanism is all science, okay? It's crazy, right? But it's supposed to do its job. But it can't do the job if you're intentionally destroying the items and things it's supposed to do, okay? When you let it do its own job, you won't have to have this problem, okay? So, zippers, when we talk about zippers, make sure your zippers are of good quality. But secondly, and most importantly, do not overfill. And I'm not talking about side compartments. I mean, that is secondary form of an issue. I'm talking about your suitcase. When your suitcase is way too overpacked to the point where it looks like you've basically stuffed a turkey in there, a Thanksgiving-sized turkey, and you're trying to seal it in there, it's gonna break, okay? I'm gonna tell you straight up, it's gonna break because that zipper is under so much tension, okay? It's the same equivalent as, like, we were talking about earlier, like that balloon. Now, imagine inflating that balloon until it cannot be inflated anymore, okay? And the more and more you poke it. Alright, so, actually, let's continue with that same analogy. Let's imagine you've inflated it to its absolute max, and you keep poking it and poking it and poking it, okay? So then the air escapes out just a wee bit, and then you inflate it again to its max. What do you think is going to happen eventually? Yes, you guessed it. It's going to pop. It's going to burst. It's going to break. And it's going to break indefinitely till you can't even use it. What do you think's going to happen to the zippers on your luggage? The same problem. If you extend it with whatever you're packing and you're putting excessive exerted force on there, it's not going to close. Okay. And if you jam it closed, what's going to end up happening, and this is a science lesson for you guys. Okay. So what's happening on the zipper is it's pulling the little particles that are within the zipper line, okay, together. It's like interlocking them, like your fingers. Okay. Do this for me real quick. Take your fingers like this. Okay. Now put your pointer finger in between this finger and this finger. Okay. Grab it. And then this finger in between the next two fingers, and so on and so forth. This is what a zipper looks like. Okay. Now, imagine you pulling your zipper so it looks like this. Okay. This is all that you have waiting for you in that zipper. Okay. What's going to happen eventually is it's going to come apart. Do you understand that? Regular standard issued zippers and of quality and of care are going to look like this. They're going to be interlocked. And you see, I'm pulling as hard as I can, but because of the force that's exerted on the top and the bottom and in between, it's hard to pull apart. Okay. But when you keep putting it under pressure, what happens eventually is that integrity ends up falling apart. And look what's happening. Do you see that right before your very eyes? Now, all I have is those two fingers to keep it closed, basically. You understand that? So when you do that to your luggage, that's not me opening it up like I'm He Man. It's the integrity of your zipper because you are overfilling your luggage bags. Okay. If it's too much, bring a secondary bag. It's like you said, it's all going to go on the same plane, right? But your luggage bag is going to break if you exert excessive force on your zipper multiple times. So, whatever is bulging or making it bulge, take that out and put it in your other luggage, right? You're reducing and being more effective. Okay. So, now that we've gone over zippers, okay, we're going to talk about rigidity. Okay. One of the reasons that I like my luggage is because if I squeeze it, you see that? It still keeps the same form, okay? Look at that. I'm using force, squeezing it. Look what's happening to the back. Nothing. It's the same form, right? Okay. Let me open it up and show with you guys here something. All right. Do you see these in the back? These right here? So this is actual luggage rails, okay? That's going to help you with your luggage, right? Again, this is not part of it. This is just an item, and these are straps to be able to strap your belongings down. So it's just nylon straps, okay? But that's not part of the integrity, okay? This is part of the integrity. This is part of the integrity, okay? And all of this side, you see that? Like I'm pulling down. You see how it's not coming down easily? Okay. I'm going to push up. Okay. It's got good solid form. Like it feels like there's cardboard in here. Okay. That tells you it's of good quality. It's not going to collapse very easily. Now, it might collapse slightly, but we're not talking about it destroying like a big old Lego set and it's just shattered. Okay. That's not what you want. okay? Maybe a piece or 2 will fall off, that's what we're talking about, but you don't want your Lego set to be shattered. When you buy cheap luggage, your Lego set, okay, Lego set, air quotes here, because 'cause we're making an analogy here, will be shattered, okay? I can fly for many years and many more flights, and I won't have to worry about my luggage being destroyed because it's of good quality, okay? As baggage handlers, loading these kinds of bags is a dream. It is very effective. It is very economical. It is very, very easy to do because there's many different ways to grab it. And oh, by the way, remember what we were talking about, that handle up here and the handle here? Do you remember what we were talking about down here? Do you know what this is for? This is so that primarily luggage handlers can grab your luggage and stow it or move it or grab it and move it so that it's all stays intact, okay? This is hard, heavy duty plastic. It's ABS plastic, okay? But it's physically attached to my luggage. Now, imagine this being snapped in half and broken when you bring it to the airport, okay? It's gonna make loading very difficult. Let me also mention too, you guys know your hands, right? Okay? No surprise. These are my hands. They look good, okay? I don't have, you know, incision on one, I don't have all that good stuff. But do you notice something? I don't have any major cuts, okay? This was a paper cut that I got a few days ago, and this is healing, but that's beside the point. But that leads me to my next valid point there, is that when you have things that are protruding, extending, we wear gloves not because it's cold, but because we're not trying to get cut a million ways from your suitcase. So when your suitcase is busted and broken, when we arrive it and we receive it, we are likely to get injured. And if I get injured, that means that my team doesn't get me. That means that my team cannot use me to load your aircraft faster, more efficiently, and more effectively. So that also can cause a delay. So all of your guys' luggage that has like metal ridges or metal edges and stuff of that sort, um, ladies, some of your bras poke you, right? Okay. That wire inside there. Let's imagine that that wire is now poked and it's extended and it's protruding into your body. Okay. Can you imagine the pain and the hurt that feels? Now imagine grabbing that suitcase with that same wire exposed. You don't believe me? There are certain luggages that I've seen that have wires along the edge that have extruded out from the fabric and is a big old thumbtack. It's like a bad thing, right? And it hurts. So make sure your luggage is of good quality. If it is too damaged, sometimes it might not even be flyable. Okay. So make sure it is of good quality, right? If it's just absolutely going to fall apart in 30 billion different ways, okay, it 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 could be a confliction there. So make sure your luggage is of good quality, okay? And last but not least, we're going to talk about a very serious issue here, okay? We're going to talk about that smart battery, item number 3 here, okay? This is 2023, okay? This is actually recorded in 2023, okay? But you guys get the point. We are in the 2020s era. We've had quite a couple of advances since then, okay? Since luggage has been created, you know, invented. Back then, we didn't have all this features, okay? It was just a sack. That's all it was. But we've got a couple of inventions and features to make traveling easier. Okay. 9 times out of 10, when you find smart luggage or when you find luggage, there will be a component and there will be a door that's located right here. Okay. They may be installed elsewhere, but it will tell you it is smart luggage. Now, smart luggage means there's a lithium ion battery in here. Okay. That is a very, very dangerous. Okay. That is a lithium ion battery, and lithium ion batteries can pose a serious safety concern. Okay. Now, do you remember that speech from the customer service desk when they talk about that? To tell you guys to remove that, you need to follow the instructions, okay? Because that can cause a serious issue, all right? When we find that there's a smart battery, we can actually refuse your luggage, okay? We can actually make a decision that this is an unsafe bag to fly, and you don't want that, right? So, if you do have a lithium ion battery, please take it out. All right? As a baggage handler, I'm asking you nicely and I'm telling you for your safety and for mine, for my family and yours, please take out that smart battery. Okay? Now, if it is permanently attached, you have very limited options here. Okay? Because if they have to load it, they have to ensure that it is removed. Okay? So, and if it cannot be, it's at the discretion of the airline whether your bag's gonna fly, okay? So avoid that by verifying that your smart battery can be removed, okay? Or travel with a different bag, okay? I know you guys are gonna come at me in the comments and you're gonna tell me, "Oh, well, not all bags look alike." Folks, I understand that. In my job today and my job on this channel is not to tell you the right way and the only way and the safest way, okay? I am merely here to help you guys become more effective, more efficient, more trusting travelers. That's all that I'm here for you guys, okay? You can take my advice, you can disregard my advice, okay? But I'm going to give it to you so that you guys can understand it, right? Do you guys ever hear the phrase, leave it to the professionals? I do this for a living. I do this for my job. I've done this for 7 years now. So I've seen many different variations of luggage, and many different variations of luggage have been easier to load, have been challenging to load, have been kind of a chore to load, especially when they're way overweight. Okay. So yeah, I'm here to tell you that when you do all this, it makes it so much easier on everybody, okay? Including you, because that means your plane gets to depart on time, okay? And we're going to lead and close this whole segment off, guys, with one last final word, okay? And I talked about it in the handles, and that is an identifying piece or an identifying item. Do you see this? This does not come on every luggage bag, okay? I found this on the shop for my airline, and I attached this. I also attached this, okay? Now, I also fly with my airline, and so I fly with this, okay? I fly with this, okay? This designates my bag being different than the others. So when bags that are very similar are on there, I know this is my bag. Now, if it still has the same thing as others, then folks, hold on just 1 second. Let's go ahead and install this. Okay. Okay. The very last way to tell it is your bag. Unfortunately, I covered it up. Your name is on your luggage tag, plain and simple, right? It's up there at the top. So what you do is if you think it's yours, you grab the tag and you read, "Oh, that's my bag." Okay? The airline also helps you out by giving you stickers. These stickers sometimes, not all the time, are placed on your luggage, okay? That sticker allows you to decide if it is your bag or not, okay? So, read your name on it. That's there. It's for your benefit, okay? So yeah, folks, this is some of the features of luggage that allows you to be more effective and a easier traveler. Um, if you would like, I will go to the store at some point and I will do a review and I will show you bags that are good to load, bags that can be challenged to load. Remember, let me reiterate this and let me disclaim this. All bags can be loaded, technically. Okay. Technically, they can be loaded. Okay. Now, as a loader and a handler, not all bags should be loaded, okay? The the key word there is should. Not all bags should be loaded, okay? As we load the plane, we are looking for these characteristics as we load each bag, okay? And I don't know if you know this, but inside the aircraft, it's not a machine, okay? These bags are loaded in there, okay? So as you do that, these bags have to be good quality, okay? And yes, we'll load the other ones too, but they may not arrive the same condition, okay? Remember that. They may get there that way, but they may not arrive that way, okay? And it's not us doing that, okay? There's many variables that can degrade the quality of your luggage, okay? Some of them being aircraft related, some of them being weather related, some of them being machine related, and some of them just being quality related, okay? So yeah, I keep this inside. I keep this actually loaded in one of my closets that I have within my own room, my own bedroom, and it allows the quality to stay integral, right? You don't want to keep it outside. You don't want to keep it in a place where the weather is shifting dramatically because that can affect you too. There's many different variables, but it's like you want to keep it in a nice, cool, safe environment, right? So there you go. Those were some tips on how to be luggage friendly and some of the anatomy of good and quality luggage. Okay. In another segment, we're going to talk about probably some of the features on a 380. Okay. If you guys don't know what the 380 is, you can go Wikipedia that and you can go Google that. Or if you just want to sit back, relax, and listen to the podcast, I will also do that as well for you on our next podcast. All right. Here we go. I'm back. Welcome, folks. I'm going to go ahead and head on out of here. I appreciate you guys sticking around for our podcast. If you guys enjoyed us, drop a like, drop a follow, subscribe, share it with our friends. If you do like these, download these, listen to them when you fly. And if you want to drop a comment as well. We appreciate it. And folks, if you would like, I will actually drop a comment in the comment section on this specific bag if you would like my recommendation. This is a good, well-rounded bag. And for those of you that are not aware, there's actually a loop up here that you can attach a clip here that you can hang your your personal bag, like a suit, like not suitcase, a purse, a handbag, something, or even like a camera bag that's very lightweight. Okay. You can hang it on there. And as you travel, it will just hang there. Okay. It's great if you're on the run. Okay. But this is a good bag. and 90% of the people that fly as, professionals use this bag, okay? It's very common for people like that because it's good quality, it's integral, going to last you, it has good personality, it's wonderful, okay? So again, I will link this in the comment section below or wherever, or if you just want my advice, I will tell you. But go ahead and use my advice the next time you fly or this Christmas or this holiday or your birthday or gift giving season. Ask for good quality luggage and you won't be disappointed. Okay. Anyway, guys, I am Sean. I appreciate you listening to me. And you guys ready? We're going to do this together. I'm Sean and I am out. Thank you guys for watching.